Chairman of the Lapfund resigned yesterday as the chairman of Lapfund Board of Trustees. When David Koros left to join National Social Security Fund, as the board, I'm a member of the board. I represent workers on Lapfund board. I want you to get it very clearly. I'm not on the Lapfund board courtesy of government. I'm the Lapfund board courtesy of representing workers and ensuring that the interest of the workers and their money is properly received, invested wisely, and they get their retirement when they retire. What has happened is that when Koros left, we looked at the top management in Lapfund as a board. We assessed the files that were before us, and we arrived at the conclusion that the best suited person to act as CEO of Lapfund at this moment, as we wait for recruitment of substantive CEO, was one Galm Jeltesa. We therefore appointed Galm Jeltesa in acting capacity as a board, and immediately that appointment was done, the chair of the board started receiving phone calls from State House, from the office of the Deputy President, and from one Aden Duale, and many other operatives within government, even office of the Treasury. And the direction was, we revoke the appointment of Galma Jeldesa as acting CEO of Lapfund. And in one of the top, we have three offices in Kenya: the office of the Prime Cabinet Secretary, the office of the Deputy President, and the office of the President himself. In one of those offices, they are asking Galma Geldesa to give 20 million for him to act as a CEO of Lapfund. Where can an ordinary public servant like Galma Jeldesa get 20 million? And somebody speaks shamelessly that you cannot be given that office and you are not given us anything. There is true state capture. I have witnessed it. And as a spokesperson of the workers, I want to ask the president, you are my good friend. The fact that we have differed on how you want to implement the policies that we promise the Kenyan people does not mean you have become my enemy. I want to request you to remove your hand from state corporations. Once the state corporation board has been appointed, leave that state corporation board to function as established and exposed in the State Corporation Act, especially Section 5, Clause 3, which gives the boards of state corporations in Kenya to appoint CEOs of those state corporations, and in fact all other employees. Therefore, the state capture of state corporation is not good for this country. If you ask 20 million from a CEO who is acting only maybe for 6 months, and we can decide to advertise and hire a substantive CEO within 3 months, and maybe the one you took 20 million from is not going to be successful, because when we advertise, that position is open to all qualified Kenyans. It's not a preserve of those who are working in Lapfund today. I therefore want to urge the office of the president, the office of the deputy president, and the Duale, leave state corporations to work independently. The other day you gave a directive, Your Excellency President, saying that if something happens in state corporation, board of directors, the CEO, and top management will be held personally accountable. How will we be held personally accountable in Lapfund when the state, the office of the president, deputy president, and Eden Twale want to decide who will be the CEO of Lapfund? The board must be left to do its work. I want to assure you, those who are telling the president that Panyako is a bipolic, let me tell you, I became bipolic when I differed with you. And those Kenyans who agree with me, you are telling them they are bipolic. Some of you don't even know what it means. I want to assure Your Excellency that you are my friend and you remain my friend. In my resignation message to the forum of NEC, I said clearly that in 2027, I will still consider supporting the president if it will be tenable then. But for now, it is not tenable. For now, I cannot support the programs of the president, including state capture. You have been preaching that you want institutions to be independent. What are you doing in Lapfund? Kashakwa, toa mkono wako Lapfund. Wachana na Lapfund kabisa. Hiyo ni pesa ya wafanyakazi. Hatutakubali uwe nani kucheza na pesa ya wafanyakazi. Mimi nikiwa niko hai na nikiwa nimepewa nafasi ya kuwakilisha wafanyakazi kwa Lapfund, hakuna pesa ya wafanyakazi itaondoka. Na ndio mnataka mchukue hii